Good evening, Deborah. Good evening, Susan. Good evening, Karen. We've got Rob over on YouTube. I will get my words right. And we've got, is it Lizzie C over on YouTube? Good evening, Angela, Helen Louise, Janet McRae, our lovely Janet, and Oreo the cat, Linda Brooks. Hello, everyone. Let's take it off and say hello. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Midweek Deals. Welcome to Bonfire Night. Thank you for joining me and not going out to enjoy the fireworks, which I haven't done and we're not doing. We have got quite, as you may know, you're welcome to this is the Craft Cave here in Sheffield, which is where I work, and this is my sort of home office or whatever you want to call it. It is in the garage. It's our converted garage. So far for the last 10 minutes, all I've been hearing is bang, whiz, boo. So a lot of our neighbours are setting fireworks off. So I'm sorry if that's going to come across. Don't want to scare anybody. So we'll see how we get on because we've got 2 hours tonight. We've got an hour of these amazing midweek deals from Crafts 2 and the Art of Craft. And then we've got Craft Cave Live afterwards, which is all about embossing folders. I've had a few people put a few questions on that I've got to answer, so I'll want more of those. But we've had Erica saying good evening from Giggleswick. Yay, love our Giggleswick. So what is Midweek Deals? Midweek Deals are half price or less deals on amazing products we've got. Basically back from the warehouse, we're going through the warehouse and finding products that we might have 50 of, 70 of, 20, or sometimes even only have like 10 of. And doing you some amazing half price or less deals on them. So we've got quite a lot of different options available tonight. I'm going to take you through all of the I'm going to take you through all of the different ones and show you all the different graphics and things. But first I thought I would actually show you the website. So here we go, Facebook Live, find out more. So this has got all of the details, all of the deals that we've got tonight on the website. And remember, some of them are selling very, very quickly. This is my favourite. I'm going to go through all of these individually in a minute, but I wanted to show everybody. So there are individuals available. These, I think we did the ovals once, and I can't remember if we did the rectangles, but that selection of 3 is just amazing. But you can get the squares on their own. That tag I've used there, you can see in one of the samples, the Christmas tree. I absolutely love that. £3.40. Absolutely crazy prices. This is my deal of the show. This at £9.50. This is a massive die set. So before we go through everything, always have a click through and have a look at every page, because there's a beautiful Nelly Snellen Christmas trees or tress 3D embossing folder and stencil set on there that we didn't manage to put on Friday. And there's a brilliant snow one and snowflake ones. Again, they've been reduced down to that £10.99 offer that we were doing for the Vass and Creative ones on Sunday. So it's always worth having a look. So I wanted to show you that, to show you the website before I start running through every individual product. If you have got any questions, anything you want to know about, then please just put the word question or the letter Q on your comment, either on YouTube or on Facebook, because I read Facebook that side and YouTube that side. Yeah, you can hear the fireworks going. Then we'll try and answer it and try and demo exactly what we're doing. So I should say hello. We've got Margaret Dixon and our Mountjoy. Howdy doodly do. So I'm going to go and take you through the first bundle tonight. This is an amazing deal because somebody actually asked, when I showed this sample, someone asked about the star on this and the stars on this one. And Peter, bless him, we found an absolutely gorgeous Nelly Snellen. I've never seen this. If I'd have seen this, I'd have made my own version of it. It is so clever. So what we're doing is, this is just $14.99, which was the price of just that, I think, originally on its own. So loads of people commenting on the fireworks again. Yeah, it's very loud here. And we're out in the sticks. We're not actually in the middle of the city centre or anything. So we've got the press cut nesting stars, which are perfect nesting stars in there. Then you've got the charm stars, which we had on the show once, and that was it. So you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 separate little individual stars, perfect for your men's card, or to go with that stars embossing folder and the stars embossing folder and stencil that we had the other night that I'm using again. I'm going to use it tonight again in Craft Cave, but I've used for a load of my samples there. So everything matches, plus you're getting this beautiful Nelly Snellen stars here, which look, you've got separate dies to cut out the star and separate dies to cut out the holes around them. So I am going to demo this, but you've got separate pieces. So clever. So you could just have stars in that one. What's our Nicola saying? She phone ordered the stars tonight, was going to try and find them before. This is why you're better to do it now, because this is $14.99. This is less than half price. In fact, let me just check it, because I think the original price on this set, let's have a look. John, let's go back. What was it? Was $29.92, which I know for a fact is an already discounted price, because that's not the thing you want. Nicola says she must get the tags out again. Oh, we just missed a comment there. I wanted to think. Emma, question. I've gone through the videos looking for the proper Christmas cracker box for 6. Please send me the measurements. June did send me, but can't back head nor tail of it. Emma, you need to message me about what you're after. But if you've got the instructions, everything should be on there, Emma. But private message me after 8 o'clock tonight, and I'll try and answer your question. I can't give it out on video because I'll need to start doing some measuring and things. I make hundreds of things, so I don't remember the measurements of everything, if I'm honest. So this is your first bundle tonight. But look here. Love this. I'm going to do something very, very similar. Look at that. This is using that village, which is my sort of bargain of the... This is my one that you really need to get. That I love this, and I think I wouldn't have done if I'd have seen how this die set was done. I'll bring it up in a second. I don't think I would have ever done any of my village scenes. I'd have copied exactly how Nelly has done this one. So is that right? It is. So the next bundle I want to take you through tonight is this. But look how much you get. That's A4. Look how much you are getting in this. You're getting trees, but you're getting individual houses. You're even getting a little village fence, but you're getting massive pieces to do your hills. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are nearly 9 inches. So these are actually bigger than a sheet of A4 card. Absolutely love these to give you the different hills and different pieces. So this is a sample you might have seen, because I did do a little bit basic of it. Let's go forward because you'll see that a lot better. There we go. Oh, yeah. But look how that is built up. That is just so clever. It will be different every time, using that beautiful villager's background embossing folder. I don't know if I've got it. I don't think I've kept the graphic for that one, which is just still available at $7.99. But here I did a little mini one, and I used some of the... Oh, no, that's from the deer, isn't it? Yeah. But that's what I used in the stars. But this is my absolute bargain of the night. At £9.50, this is ridiculously cheap. Because it's almost A4. Even if I squeeze it in. In fact, I kept the packaging so I could show you. And they've even put the sizes on there. How big the actual packaging is for this. If you compare it to your standard sort of Nelly Snellen packaging, it's a lot bigger. So this to me is the bargain of the night. This is definitely one to go for. I think it's absolutely, you know, almost, you know, necessary. Then we've got the shape dies. Now, I've only got one of these. I don't have all of these. But within here, you're going to get the square, the rectangle, and the oval. Oh, we've got our lovely Adam Humphreys joining us. Good evening, our lovely Adam. I haven't spoken to you in ages. I hope you're well. Bless you. I was watching you in pool the other day. So you're going to get that, but you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Jeez. You're getting 19 dies in the squares, but exactly the same in the rectangles and exactly the same in the ovals. So you're getting 3 massive nesting die sets, and the biggest square in here is 1, 2, 3, 4, is nearly 5 inches. It's 4 3/4 inches. So that is an amazing bargain, and I will use those as well tonight. So I will use those as well tonight. So that's an amazing one. Then I want to show you the Christmas tree. This is crazy. You've got to throw this in your basket. Remember, it's free P&P over £20. So anything over £20, you will get free postage and packaging. But look at that. There's another one I've done. Where are we? I've prepped it ready for a demo. But look, that tree. I've never seen a nesting set of trees so nice. It's far nicer than the one I designed a few years ago. But I love that. As a shaker card, using that Jingle Bells folder. I've used that an awful lot because I love this Jingle Bells folder. But as I said, you can't tell what that text is unless you look really closely. And I really now even can't tell, and I know exactly what it is. But that made into a shaker card, just absolutely perfect. And having that really fine outline made from the nesting dies. So you get the separate trees. So you're getting 4 separate trees that all work to make your forest. And then this little down the middle, which gives you a little star and a little bauble to go on. Yeah, really good. So, really good. Oh, I didn't see Adam at the NEC. Were you there, Adam? I didn't see him. Oh, that's a shame. So, love this one. £3.40. Absolutely crazy. In fact, I'm going to check and just make sure that I have put the price for that right. I have £3.40. That is crazy cheap. So, next one. There's more than I could do graphics for. I love this. This is the tag. And this, to me, is the one you want to get with the tree. It is, again, a very big tag. It's a beautiful shaky shaped tag. So here's the sample I've done with that. And I've used the stars with that. But you've got the perfect mats and layers. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers in there. But you've also got 2 buttons and a little hole punched through it. Absolutely lovely. David, got it working now. YouTube, thanks. Oh, cool. Oh, we have got a lot watching on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, say hello. Karen can't get on YouTube. I don't know why, Karen. It's there. Just go for John Lockwood. Just go onto YouTube, shout John Lockwood. Nicola Leishman, love the bargain nights. Bank account does not. I need to sort more storage and have a good sort out. I'm like a hobbit in my cabin. Bless. If you're not, ooh, I'll get the Zoom card to show you later because it's now done. But if you do the Zoom card, you get to see Nicola the Hobbit in her Hobbit hole cave. It is absolutely beautiful. Erica says it sounds like World War III. They are so loud. They are. I think we might not do Craft Cave. We might see how we're going if it carries on. It is very, very loud, and I'm speaking louder than I normally do. Oh, Maureen was going to have a crafty day, but didn't. Bless. So that's the tag. 650 is crazy. So you're basically talking 650, 750, 850, 950. You're talking what's that then? Let's have a look. 650, 750, 850, 950. You're talking less than £10 for both of those. And that's far less than half price. So those are really good. Oh, thank you. Janet's just placed her order. There are so many more I could honestly keep showing you. I want to show you. There's more on the website. There's a couple more I want to show you. I love this. So here I put together my own little selection because I thought this angel was absolutely beautiful. And I haven't... Where are you? Oh, I haven't done his graphic. And I thought I had. So, the angel. Let's have a look. I'm going to go into that one. The angel is beautiful. The angel is only £2.50. That is the most beautiful die. And I know I've gone quite... because I can think of what you would use that for. And you could use it so... you could make some absolutely beautiful cards, but it would make beautiful christening cards. It's beautiful for Christmas, but it would also make the most gorgeous sympathy card. So here I've used it with that absolutely gorgeous tag there, which you get the little star in. So the actual angel is £2.50, and that Christmas label die there is only £3.75. So I would make my own little bundle up, if I'm honest. You know I'm going to get that village, but I would make my little bundle up with those, because I think the angel boy, again, is just so cute. And here again, used with that Jingle Bells folder, but we've not used much of it, just a little strip, because it works so, so well. And Mountjoy says she loves the angel he fell in your basket. I'm not surprised. I would do that one. Erica says, I'm doing the Zoom class. Yay! Oh, brilliant, Erica, because I don't think I missed you last time. So there is so much more. I'm going to click you back over. Please do what our Erica did and have a look on the website. There are some absolutely beautiful deals, some dies I haven't even shown you yet. I'm going to be using these in a bit. These, £4 each. The pine trees and the mini deers are absolutely brilliant. Along with that, is beautiful, that angel. And always have a look on the second page, there's more. So we've put on some of the things we've got still in stock that match perfectly with what we're doing. So match perfectly from Sunday night's launch. And of course, there's some more offers on there. I've got even more offers ready for when we do for Friday. So, right. So let's get this right. Here we go. Pull it in. I'm going to use the village to start with. Mainly because one of my favourite shows, I don't know if you've ever seen it on Channel 4. I know I'm waffling now, but you know what I'm like. It's called Help, We Bought a Village. And we used to love that. I used to go in at 6 o'clock every night and say, Sam, village. And he'd just put the telly on for it. Deborah, what ink do you use when stamping on mirror card, please? You have to use Stays On or Stays in Place. So you have to use an alcohol ink like Stays On because it's shiny. But again, if you ask again in Craft Cave, I can show you that. I've just prepped a video where I'm going to do that one. Oh, she's had to work on the past ones, but got the day off as a holiday. Oh, brilliant. So, first things first, I'm just going to emboss. And I'm going to use that folder of the village one. Because it's the village in the trees. Now, the funny thing is, so this is Vasson Creative, who have always, who have been distributing Nelly Snellen's stock. So this is a new design of theirs. But I noticed straight away that the houses on here and the trees match with these dies of Nelly Snellen's from years ago. So it's keeping that beautiful thingy. And Mountjoy, I love DIY Chateau too. So do I. So do I. So put the link on. Sorry, Karen, have I missed putting the link on? There we go. There's the link to tonight's products again. So I've just done that because I thought, what a perfect background for building up that village look. There, absolutely spot on. So then what I want to do is, now I've already cut some, but I'm going to cut some more. So what I want to do is I'm going to cut, I've got a long strip of card here, just put the long piece on. Yay, Margaret's found us. Margaret, we don't move, we're in the same place every week. Bless you. You always struggle to find us. He said the Zoom class. John always booked the Zoom class when I have events on 29th to 30th. Sorry. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bottom bit. So I'm then going to put on the little bit of fence. And then what have we done? I've done a few of the... Yeah, because I've used a few of these. So let's grab another scrap of card. These are really useful for using up your scraps and your spare pieces of card. So let's get a house on. I'm going to put a few different bits of trees on. But this, at sort of the price of it, at £9.50, is absolutely crazy value. This is such good value. I would definitely... This is the one I know for a fact when I looked at it, I thought, that's the one I'm buying. That's the one I would be helping myself to. So I'm just going to stick a few of those down. And then we'll get those through our die cutting machine. Oops, there's always one that moves, isn't there? So again, if you've got any question, guys, just fire them in. So this is, to me, a must-have bundle. It really is. So I put loads of cards on one side. So let's just take... These are some that I'd already cut. So I'd already got cut ready ahead to go with. Do you know any problems with the Art of Craft site? I can't get into it. As far as I'm aware, I'm in the Art of Craft site, Sheila. There's no problems. The only thing we have done is put some extra security on. So, Cheryl, how can we get your Hobbycraft shows? I can get the Hobbycraft site, but it doesn't show a repeat show for you. Couldn't make the actual lives. There aren't any repeats yet, unfortunately. They are starting the end of this week, beginning of next week. It's all about technology, and they started a little bit quick. Unfortunately, the channel, they started it a little bit earlier, perhaps, than they were ready for. There isn't a way to catch up yet, but there will be for shows that we do from next week onwards. So I've got to be honest. Question, how is Sam? Really miss hearing him. Send my love to him. I will, bless him. Sam obviously doesn't work in the craft industry any longer. Sammy unfortunately isn't here to help me. He is still about, but he isn't here to help me anymore. With everything that happened and changed with Crate and Craft going, there just wasn't enough for two of us to do. So yeah, unfortunately it is just me, but Sammy is still about, and I will send his love to you, Erica. So here we go. Let's just take these bits off. Make sure you always put them back on. You can, if you can record Freeview, you can record the Hobbycraft shows, but they do put links on as well. So Sheila says the link is just scrolling. Let me put the link on again. I'm going to try the link myself. Wait till it posts. Let's have a look. I'm going to take a fresh link. Yeah, I don't know if the website is playing up. I'm in the website at the minute, but I'm going to put a new link on. That should work, and that's directly from my screen. So let's just take these houses out. Here we go. Quite a few people say, yeah, that they miss the banter between us, but yeah, unfortunately, there's not enough for both of us. And we know what the cost of living's like now. Oh, what's gone out of stock? I hope the village has gone out of stock. Right, don't worry. If the village has gone out of stock, you can do similar, and we'll do some similar with the deers and with the trees. So I'm going to carry on this demo, but you can do them. Let me bring the others in. So we'll add some of these. I was going to use some of these with something else. So you can get these. These are £4 each. So this whole set is £8, and you get the beautiful deer. What they've done is given you a left and right for each deer, which I've never done, which is quite scary that I've never done that. But you might see that next year. Samantha Hughes couldn't resist the trees and the tags, but it took me a long time to get checked out. Yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah, the website, they are trying their hardest to improve the website. So what I wanted to do was to show you how to put this together. So I don't want to miss it out and not do it because it's sold out. So I'm just going to take some foam tape. And what you want to do is, Sarah says, what did our Sarah say? They play on a loop after they've been out live. You can't fast forward on specific times. Ah, that's the problem. So all I'm going to do now is just put, sorry, it is, yeah, these fireworks are so loud, I think they're putting everyone off. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a piece of tape on and I'm just putting a hill on. Okay. I'm taking another piece of tape and I'm putting a second hill over the top of that one. Yeah. And then I'm going to put the third hill on. Okay. But I want that to come over as well. So again, I'm just going to put the tape onto the hill, just like that. But then what I am going to do is just double up a piece of tape here at the bottom. So let's just pull this in a little bit. There we go. So that I build that level up. So there we go. Perfect. So I've got 3 layers on there. I'm just going to turn it over, take my scissors and cut the excess off. Just like that. So nice and easy. Okay, then. Oh, Sheila's finally got onto it. Oh, the village is sold out. If the village is sold out, go for the trees and the deer. They are beautiful. So all I'm going to do now is just, again, taking my normal super tacky glue. I don't need anything special. I don't need to use foam tape or anything. All I'm going to do is literally build a little village. So putting glue along the bottom and going on these areas where they're in, I'm just going to build a little village along. So a little bit of glue along the bottom, and we're going to build our sort of, we're building our town in effect. So I'm starting with the buildings. Just like that. But this is where your white on white really works. So just going to go in there. Let's just take the windows out of here. I didn't clear the windows out, if anyone's wondering what I'm doing. So there we go. I'm going to put that little house there. He seems a little bit too small to be in there on. So there we go. And then I've got the trees here. So let's just, and then I'm just going to add in a few little trees. Nice and simple. Next to the houses, kind of blocks it off. And I can add the deer if I use the deer or things like that. So we're just going to put that one down there. There we go. And then I've got myself a little card blank I've already done. And I've already added my snow on. You know for a fact that I've got an addiction still to the snow. The crystal snow. So let's just put a little bit of foam tape on. I'd do a little bit more and I'd take a little bit more time, but I don't want to annoy people. People who've bought this to see something to do with it, but I don't want to annoy people who want it and can't get it either. It does, yeah, it does, Mountjoy, I'll agree with you. But there, look, how easy is that? And it looks so clean and simple. And it looks as if they've got, and every time you'd have a different strip. So I did say that I would do something with this one, and I'm going to use those stars because I absolutely love the stars. So where's my, oh there we go. Here's my pieces I've got ready for that. So I'm going to start with the stars, and I'm going to use these brilliant Nelly Snellen stars because this is an amazing deal. Alison says they've been going off in Hull since 4 o'clock before it even got dark. Oh, they've been doing it round here. I've got a feeling we aren't far from the Hillsborough ground. And I don't know about this year, but I know last year They were doing a Sheffield Wednesday ground, which is Hillsborough ground. We're doing a firework display, so I don't know if they've got one this year, but we can hear from them when the crowd's on, even though we're miles away. Susan says it's quiet here in her village. Oh, bless. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking the outside star. Let's just go out a little bit so you can see. So I'm taking the outside star. I'm just going to put that down on the white. Nice and simple. And I'm just going to cut that through to give me a beautiful aperture. And then, so I'm going to run that one through. Then, so this has been cut. Alexa, cancel. This has been cut to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 inches square. Alexa, home. Sorry, it's set on a loop, and I use that for the clock to tell me how much time I've got. What's that? Oh dear, I hear Sheffield Wednesday is not doing well. They might go into insolvency. I hope they find a new buyer. I hate to see it go to housing. They've already got into insolvency and they're looking for a new buyer now. Because obviously where I'm born and where I brought up, I'm supposed to be a Wednesday fan. So it's 5.5 inches. I've cut a piece that's just 1/8 of an inch bigger. Okay, and what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to stick this already on, and I'm using spray glue for speed, but if you don't want to use spray glue, use your glue glaze. You don't want to use your wet glue because this is going back through the die cutting machine. Oh no, not tonight. Sheffield Wednesday are playing Norwich City. Oh right. Right, so Kirsty, where can you get replacement plates for the Creation Go machine? If you mean the Go Power machine, we do them. We sell them on the Art of Craft. If you're not sure which ones, Kirsty, private message me on Facebook, and I thought I was going to be able to do that. Jay, I thought you were doing embossing folder techniques from Sunday. I am, Jay, at 7 o'clock. We do 2 shows on a Wednesday. I do 6 till 7, which is our midweek deals show, which is all our half price deals for the week, special offers. And then at 7 o'clock, I do Craft Cave Live, which is where we're doing the techniques and the demonstrations. So you just have to switch over to John Next Door Official at 7 o'clock tonight. And that's where we're doing the embossing folder techniques. So it's a 2-hour. I do an hour here live on Art of Craft, and then I do an extra hour just on the on John Next Door Official at 7 o'clock. So that's where we're doing that one, Jay, if you were wondering. So yeah, you've tuned in and a bit late for the deals show, but a bit early for the Craft Cave Live show. There we go, picked all those bits out. Craftaholic, lots of fireworks going off here. My poor dogs don't know where to put themselves. I can't remember a time it was this loud. But it's not usually on a Wednesday. So I'm taking one of the inner dies for the stars, and I'm putting that onto the dots and the circles. Yeah. And then I'm going to tape that down evenly into that white space. Yeah, and then that goes through the die cutting machine. No, you don't have to apologise, Jay. We all get confused, don't worry. I get confused about what I'm doing. I got a message earlier saying, oh, any chance I could do 2 shows tomorrow? I'm like, I can't give up another day. I can't. I've got so much on. We've got a brand new launch on Sunday. I've got to prep for that. So it's the start of a new collection or a new idea from us. About insert dies, which is what the haberdashery dies are. So that's what's coming on Sunday night. So you can see there we get, look, doesn't that look as if it's done on foam tape and it's really deep? It's not. It's really simple. So all I want to do is, and for this, all I need is a scrap of card that's a bit bigger than that. Yeah. And all I'm going to do then is just take, this is why I love the fact that these have been done as separate sizes. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is take the simple die that just does the star, and cut that out of a scrap of white. And you could do this in any colour at all, but it just matches it together. So, here we go. So again, a little bit of, let's just grab a glue eraser. Anytime you get marks on your card, certainly white card, ooh, then do that. I was going to say coconut white card. If you are out or running low, get it some ordered, because we are waiting for it to come back into stock. But I think it's all sold out now until it comes back into stock. And then all I'm going to do is place that on. So you can see there, I've got white star dots inside that star. So I've got the perfect aperture to create the perfect background. So I'm just going to take a piece, and what I've done is I've already embossed, where have I put them? Honestly, put things in the wrong place. It's these fireworks putting me off. That's what I'm going to blame. There we go. So I've just embossed a piece of normal white card with the stars embossing folder. So we've got that beautiful. So this is still available if you missed out on it on Sunday. The stars embossing folder, and I've got the stars stencil. And what I want to do is I want the stars to pop up a little bit. So just find every time. There we go. So I'm just going to find and click it on where it fits, and then tape it down lightly. And I want these stars, and we're using white and silver. And obviously I don't want to start using a silver ink, but if I use a little bit of grey and I use a brush, so I'm just going to take a little bit of the grey ink off, yeah, and all I'm going to do is lightly, very lightly, brush over the top with the grey ink. I'm not trying to sort of colour it and, you know, have them all in grey. All I want is just to get a little feel for it. But look there. How much does that make it pop? It looks such a mess when the stencil's on. It looks like, oh gosh, what are you doing? It's dirty. But look how wicked it looks. But then look when we put that on. How beautiful that is. So what I'm going to do is, again, take some foam tape. And I'm going to go quite near to the aperture. So first of all, I'm going round with one level. And then what I want to do is, I want to then cut some of these beautiful trees and deer. So these are, now remember, I don't know where, we've got the graphics there. There we go. Graphics for the trees, so it's the same price for both. £4 for the trees and £4 for the deer. So again, I would have these on top of, personally, I would have these as well as the village scene. But if you missed out on the village scene, this is a really good sort of alternative to go for as well. So do that, and I'm going to cut out the deer as well. So here we go. Our Samantha's been very clever. They've gone right out into the sticks and got a like an Airbnb, haven't you? Something like a cottage to keep you away from all of the fireworks. Such a clever idea. I mean, it's crazy because we're literally 10 minutes away from the countryside where we are, but you know, we've obviously got a lot of houses. Oh, someone's just booked the next Zoom class. You won't regret it. Is that you, Dawn? You won't. You'll love it, Dawn. And I will show you at the end what we're doing on the Zoom class, because it's a twofer. You're going to get an exclusive die. Oh, Rob says he's got his first bang. Hashtag go away. I like that, Rob. That's very clever. I'm assuming Treebor is you, Rob, as I remember. I'm not good at remembering names. So our Helen, someone's just asked our Helen how she's getting on. Our Helen has been doing us some samples of new stuff. ready for later on. So we have got some, so I've got some new collections to come out. So let's just get all of these little deer out. These are beautiful. So I'm going to get all of these. You get so many in these sets. And as I said, you've got a left and a right. So clever. Great if you want to do sort of like patterns or like jumpers. Oh, I should have done that. Wouldn't they look lovely cut in brown? And then I should show you the sample I made from these. I don't know if I showed you the sample. I was so pleased with this. I will show you how this technique works and show you this because I absolutely love this one. Yes, Samantha got a cottage 12 miles from York. Only got silent fireworks going off. That's very clever. It would be fine, actually. Could they not make them silent or quiet? So what we want to do is we want to kind of build from the back. So again, I'm going to take some scrap, and you do want to use scrap white card again. So I've gone into my scrap drawer. I have a drawer just filled with coconut white scraps. And all I'm going to do is cut myself a couple of hills or mountains or whatever way you want to close it. Doesn't have to even be very good. Okay. And then I'm just going to make my point at the top. Yeah. Take my foam tape off. Just like that. That would be perfect for a budding actor card. It would actually. It's quite clever, that. So we're working backwards. So the lowest one at the front there. And I'm going to put another one there. And then just trim off the excess. And then what I want to do is I want to put another layer of foam tape on. So I'm going to grab my foam tape again, and I'm going to put another layer of foam tape on. Just so that I've got that little bit of distance between it. And of course this looks such a mess from behind, but no one's ever going to see this. You know, no one's going to see it. And then I'm going to take, again, my foam tape pieces off. And go onto my stars background that I've made. There we go. So I love that. Then, just grab your brush that had your grey on. And I'm just rubbing it in on those hills a little bit. But look, suddenly we get a little bit of definition, a little bit of depth. What you can do is you can, if you want them to look a little bit more realistic, is just go a little bit like that. Because grey will help. I was talking to the lovely Lisa Horton yesterday. Actually, we were sat. She nearly missed her show, the start of her show, because we were gossiping so much. She reminded me of when we did the she trained me on colouring. And she was and I said to her, yeah, I still remember your thing of black is my friend and use grey to make white look real. So you can go like that again to make it look real. So all I need to do now is just trim out anything that's overhanging on the piece. So I'm just using my scissors and undercutting. Just like that. And then it's just a case of, again, same as we were doing, but this time I'm going to use my glue glaze. And I'm going to put and tuck the trees in and the pieces in. So don't do it from behind. It's a nightmare, honestly. If you try to do it and then put your star on top, it doesn't really work. It works a lot better if you work this way. So you've created your picture frame just like this. There you go, you see. So I've created my picture frame. There we go. Love this. Just like this. Sorry guys, I'm not putting it in the right place. That tree goes straight. There we go. So you can see there all that depth we've got in there. And then we're simply going to add, I won't use all of them because it would look crazy. So I'm only going to add a couple of deer in. But of course I've only done one little aperture. I could do a lot more apertures and fill it a lot more, but I'm going to put, just to follow it on, I'm just going to put a couple of the deer to one side, sort of an oh deer type idea. There we go. You can go there, you can go there like that, just like that. But you can see there how we've beautifully used those to create that. I'll finish it onto the card blank and then we can have a look at it direct on. But I've got loads of pieces left. There we go. That's simple, but there we go, look. So, just using those beautiful, but it looks like you've got an entire diorama going inside of there. You know, it looks like you've got a whole sort of forest scene going with the stars at the back and everything. But we've only used a few of those beautiful stars. Absolutely love that piece. Absolutely love that card. Just using those beautiful stars and then those other pieces that we've got in there. Now, what was I going to do? Oh, that was it. I was going to do one with the angel, because I wanted to show you this. So this is one of the techniques that I'd done, that I'd already prepped for the other night. So let's have a look. My comments are frozen, so let's just see if I can refresh that. No, bear with me guys. There we go. That's better. Sorry, my comments had frozen, so I've not seen any comments you've said for the last sort of 10 minutes or so. So here's a card, and I will show you later in Craft Cave how I've made this, sort of how we've got this finish. And Mountjoy said, love silver and white cards. I do. It's a big thing of mine at the moment. But again, I wanted to show you how we could use the angel. And I wrote on here angel, so I remembered what I was doing. So the angel is £2.50. It's really worth throwing in your basket. Remember, get yourself over, if you can, get yourself over that £7, that £20. Get the free P&P. So I've got the angel, and I want to just offset him a little bit. So I'm going to take a little bit of a, almost a coppery colour. So whatever you've got in a mirror card scrap, yeah? What's in the star bundle, please? Right, Michael, the star bundle is here. So in the star bundle, you get the press cut full nesting die set. You get, which is this one here, it's full, it's almost A4 metal. You get the Nelly Snellen dots and star nesting set, which has the separate star and then dotted stars. And then you get the charm stars, which are these miniature 9 little stars, give you like a spray. It's absolutely perfect. It is embossing powder. So that's what's in your star bundle at $14.99. Really, genuinely amazing deal. So what I've got here is, I've got a little piece of like a copper. So you can use any sort of colour of mirror card you've got. And I'm just going to cut the little angel. But he's so beautifully drawn. Is it me or there's fireworks getting louder? He's absolutely... So, look. All that detail. You can tell he's hand-drawn. He's just gorgeous. So then, I'm going to take the one again and put it onto just a piece of white card. Again, normal white stamping card, our sort of 300 GSM stamping card. And then I want to leave him in place and take the tape off. And what I want to do is I'm going to take a little bit of vintage sepia. So you can use any brown you've got, but this works so well. I don't want too much on a finger dauber, and all I want to do is gently shade. It's like a shadow. So I'm just gently shading from the right side, and then I'm going to do exactly the same from the left. So I go all the way round. There we go. But when he pops out, you'll see it's just such a beautiful image. It really is. So all I'm going to do now is take a little bit of foam tape and offset him slightly against the glitter one. But you see, it just gives that beautiful edge. I don't know why, whenever I do, it's so peaceful, I want to do this really quietly. And then I'm just going to pop that onto the card. Simple as that. But that, to me, is one of the gentlest cards that you can do. Really simple, and the die is only £2.50. Is really is worth sort of getting hold of. And I think he's just a beautiful, beautiful die. Have I got time? Very quickly. Very quickly, I've got the deer here already. I'm just going to show you how to do this little technique here. So this is using those beautiful trees. So this is using the beautiful tree dies, which I've got here. So all you want to do is just arrange your trees randomly. Almost as if you're creating a scene. And you just want to put them down. Nice and simple. Yep. So once you're happy, you've got them straight on the paper. Yeah. I'm just going to die cut those very quickly. So easy to do. And of course, all of these will fit through all of your die cutting machines. Thank you, Deborah. That's really kind of you. It's just very sweet, that last card. Sorry, Deborah just said that's beautiful. So that's very kind of you, Deborah. Thank you. So I want to keep the solid pieces that have come out and die cut. So let's just grab them off my plate. Nice and simple. Just like that. Okay. Oh, Susan's so sweet, the angel. He is. He's absolutely beautiful. It's so gorgeously drawn. And it's not normally my thing. You know, I can't pretend and go, oh, yeah, no, I love those. No, it's not something I would normally ever do, but just beautifully done. So all I've done is I've cut a piece of dark green card to the same size. It's roughly 4 inches square. So straight away we've got a background. Then I'll take a little bit of green ink. I'm using VersaFine Clair. And all I'm going to do then is just flick some onto the trees. Not completely covering them, but I think that just makes them look so realistic. So just flicking the green ink on all the way around. Nice and simple. Here we go. It is definitely getting louder. The fireworks are definitely, they might be getting to a crescendo, it might finish soon. And then I'm going to use my syringe, because it's so much easier with small pieces, and a little bit of 3D glue gel. And all I'm doing is placing the trees almost on top, making a sort of scene. But hopefully you can see it looks such a, it's a really quick way of creating a scene without, I need to cover that one because that one tree's got a little bit, he's gone a little bit away from us. But you get a lot of depth. There we go. Can you see you get an awful lot of depth just from using the die cuts? And then I've cut the deer, again, in 2 colours. And I'm just going to add those on. So I've used a dark brown and like a neutral colour. But just putting them in between the trees. And because they go left and right, it's so clever. So I could spend, I mean, I genuinely could spend hours on that. But then just pop him on a little mat. This is from the middle of the postage frame. And onto a card. And we're done. You know, a really beautiful way to use them. Hopefully that's given you loads and loads of inspiration. And hopefully that's really been useful. So remember, click over to the Art of Craft. Love that one. Sorry, I keep looking at that one. Click over to the Art of Craft to get any of tonight's deals. And remember, they are all limited time deals. So when they've gone, they have gone. And also, so you can join me on Sunday night at 6 o'clock here live for a new launch. It is a limited edition. We have less stock than normal. It's part of our new insert collection, which the haberdashery falls under, which will be in a couple of weeks, Sarah, for when you're asking. So it's a couple of Christmas inserts to go with the insert main die. So the main piece is the insert main die. That will be launching 6 o'clock on Sunday, but I'm pre-warning you because it is of one of our limited editions. So we haven't ordered thousands of it. You haven't ordered a big quantity of this one. But also, if you want to do the Zoom class, I'm going to show you a quick look, a little sneak peek. What we're going to be doing in the Zoom class, this, because I'm not showing you everything, you'll basically receive a brand new exclusive die that isn't out yet, that no one else will get for at least 2 weeks after the show. All the pieces you need, and we will be making a card, we'll be making a wrap, but we'll also be making the box. So in the Zoom class, I'll be showing you how to make a box to fit the cards. So we'll be going through the sizing and everything and show you how to do it. So if you want to join me for the Zoom class, it's so much fun. It's on the 29th of November. You will get a full kit. You'll get an exclusive die. You won't need to add anything. We always say is you might need a couple of ink pads and some glue, but we'll supply everything you need, and you'll join me live here in the Craft Cave, and we will craft together all Saturday afternoon on the 29th of November. So if you can join in for that one, it's really worth it. And I will be back in 3 minutes time with Craft Cave Live, fireworks permitting. So thanks for joining me tonight, guys. Take care. Bye.